My name is Ugochukwu Obunaya, and Impact in God's Kingdom.
My name is Akinsonya Olatomiwa, and I am here live at Future Clan Bootcamp. I signed up for content and copywriting class, and so far it has been so amazing. Believe me, when I say the classes has been so educative, they are so insightful, they are fun. There is just a lot to learn, and the facilitators are so good at coming down to our level. You know, when you actually break things down to an extent that even someone who has no previous knowledge about this thing would actually understand. So yeah, the classes has been amazing. We've had group works, lots of presentations, and I would actually recommend this to everyone. And I just want to say a very big thank you to Incubator for actually bringing together this amazing program, because I mean, this is no joke at all. Bringing 1,000 plus people for this on a full scholarship, I would recommend this to anyone and everyone I know. Thank you so much.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step.
Hi everyone, good evening. All right, I guess you're not familiar with my face yet. I'm Joanna Jayola. Lovett has been taking the previous classes and would be interchanging at several points in time. And today on the curriculum, we are going to be talking about keyword research. I would share my screen now. Please, if you can see my screen or if you can hear me, say something in the chat box. Thank you. All right. All right, so I need to present now. So today we're going to be talking about keyword research, content mapping, content strategy, content calendar. All right, so trying to share my screen now so you can see before we start. finally. So I and Lovett will be taking this class. Lovett started, she did all of the introductions, and I would be coming in at some point also to come take the class and also lecture. Um, like next week, Wednesday, I would be the one taking the classes, and also Friday, she would be the one taking the classes, and like that. So we would be interchanging. I'm trying to share my screen now. So sorry about the delay. Network here is kind of bad, so I'm trying to share my screen. All right, so while that is going on, let me just give an overview of what keyword research is, content mapping, content strategy, because since the network here is bad, I'm trying to share my screen now, but it's still loading. So all right, so keyword research is more like there are words that people use to search for something. For example, you want to search for where can I find a where can I find a programmer in Lagos? You would go to Google and then search, okay, where can I find a programmer in Lagos? Those words that you are using, they are keywords. And then as a content writer, as a content strategist, as a copywriter, you need to understand how to use keywords. Sorry, my screen is still coming on. So you need to understand how to use keywords. All right, so your keywords as a company, as a content writer, helps you know what your audience wants to buy, what they want to learn. So as a content writer, I'll be focusing more on website writing now, blog writing, Google, and all of that in this class, because this is majorly where you need content, keyword research a whole lot, and also social media kind of a little. And your the keywords you use, whether on your profile, your social media profile as a company, or whatever content you are writing as a content writer, you need to know how to use keywords. Now, a lot of people go on, for example, let me use a photographer's um, a photographer's brand, for example. A lot of people would go on Instagram and say, okay, wedding photographers in Lagos or wedding photographers in Ikeja. So you need to know how to use several keywords related to wedding photographers in Lagos so that your page can come up or your website can come up when people search for those things. So that is the essence of keyword research. So I'm trying to give an overview of everything before I coming, I share my screen. All right. All right. So confirm if you can see my screen. All right. So I need you to confirm if you can see my screen. All right. All right. All right. Okay. So all right. So, like I said here, keyword research and content mapping. So, keywords are phrases that people search for to be able to locate your brand or your business. So in this class, I would use various brands as examples. So first off, we are talking about let's look at photographers, a photography brand. Now people are searching for wedding photographer in Ikeja. Now people would go to people would need to search for So people would need to search for a lot of keywords related to wedding photographers. You can find maybe photo shoots, you can find pre-wedding photo shoots. All of those are keywords. They help you locate your brand. They help you locate your website. Now, how do you do keyword research? Now, before that, later on in this class, we are going to talk about long tail keywords. There are two types of keywords that you should target as a brand, as a content writer, as a blog writer, as a content strategist, as a copywriter. You need to know long tail keywords and short tail keywords. I'll talk about that later on in this class. Now, how do you do keyword research? Now, there are several tools to use for keyword research. I listed out a few here. I wrote Google search suggestions. Just type for, let's say, wedding photographer in Lagos. Now if you type wedding photographer in Lagos, just type in wedding, you would see a whole lot of suggestions as regards the various keywords people are searching for. So you can copy all of those suggestions that Google has started giving you just by typing wedding. You have not even clicked the search button. So just by typing wedding, you would have seen a whole lot of suggestions. So you can copy all of those suggestions and keep it, and say, okay, this is one of the things people are searching for. Another way you can use to do keyword research to know what people are searching for in your niche, you can use Answer the Public. Answer the Public is a website. You can search for it right now. It's a website where you can find a whole lot of questions and all of that. You can find a whole lot of answers to questions, the question and answer platform. Also, there's Google Keywords Planner. It's a free platform. Now, as because there are different types of content writing. There's blog writer, there's technical writer, there's UI UX writer, there's copywriter, and all of that. Now, as a blog writer, not just a blog writer, in fact, a copywriter, there are tools that there are paid tools actually that we use for keyword research. You can use um you can use um SEMrush, SEMrush. Yes, you can use SEMrush for more insights during your keyword research. You can use Ahrefs. Yeah, you can use that also. Yeah. For Google Keywords Planner, you can type in related keywords that you know, okay, this is what the company wants to rank for, this is what the company is known for. You can type in some of those services, and then you would see a whole lot of suggestions when you click enter. When you also put in your brand's website, putting in your brand's website might not be compulsory if you're not working with a website. So you when you're searching for keywords, now the next thing is focus on keywords that have enough search volume. Now, when doing your keyword research, after typing in all of those keywords that you know around your after typing in all of those keywords, people are like, it's so competitive that if you are new, in the game, in as a website and all of that, it will be so hard for you to rank. It will be so hard for your website or your social media page to come up when people search for stuffs related to that. So you need to be very, very careful when picking out keywords for your brand. Choose keywords with higher search volume and keywords with lower competition. Now, don't just choose any topic, any keyword with just any topic. You need to choose a keyword that relates to what you do. Now, as a photography brand, you would choose keywords like camera. You choose keywords like if you're a wedding photographer in Ikeja, you choose keywords like Ikeja GRA. Where can I find the best photographer in Ikeja GRA? You choose keywords like pre-wedding photos, you know, and all of that. So you would see them in Google Keywords Planner. So that's like about keyword research. Now, another thing you need to do is look for questions people are searching for. How do you do that? So, how many of you have gone on Google, researched for something, and oh, so sorry about that. Can you all hear me now? Okay, you said what is the other website you can use as a copywriter apart from SEMrush? That's RFs. AHREF. Please kindly confirm if you can hear me. Kindly confirm if you can hear me before I go on. Hi everyone, kindly confirm if you can hear me, please. Hi everyone, kindly confirm if you can hear me. I need to see your responses. All right, all right. So moving on, for do your keyword research is look for questions people are asking for. Now, how do you do this? In fact, this is the best way now because an average person, most times I go to ChatGPT or one of these AI platforms to search for whatever thing I want to search for. So, and then I get most of the Please confirm if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Hi everyone. Kindly confirm if you can hear me. All right, all right. I'm so sorry for the initial network glitch. I'm so sorry about that. I was trying to get back in. So sorry about that. So let's quickly move. So we stopped at previous slides. All right. So I was talking about where to look for questions people are asking for, and then I said someone was trying to ask a question. Can get questions people are asking for. I use the example of wedding photographer in Ikeja, or how can I be how can I start out with wedding photography? Now, when you search for how can I start out with wedding photography, you would see people also ask question. People also ask section on Google. You see a lot of questions. So if you keep clicking all of those, if you keep expanding, you keep seeing more and more questions. Now, if you're a blog writer, you work for a website as an SEO writer, yeah, or whatever, you can copy all of those questions and keep them. Answer all of those questions in your client's website. Answer all of those questions probably on your Google My Business profile. If you're managing a Google My Business profile for a brand, you know, that's part of the things you would write about. Now, when someone is searching for any of those questions, your website comes up. Do you understand? So that's it about how to look for questions. Now, you don't only find questions from there, you can also find questions from Quora. Quora, Quora. Quora. You can find questions from Quora. You can find questions from Reddit. Now, how to find questions from there? You can just search for anything related to what you search for anything related to what you do, and you would see related questions. So those related questions, you can copy them and use them to create content for your brand. All right, so I'll be taking questions at the end of the class. So I need few words that you get any content idea for your blog, for your website, for your ad. Now, you need you need to know the keywords you are working with. Like I said earlier, all you need to look for is high search volume. How many people are searching for it? Relevance. Does it relate to my audience? Now, competition. Is it easy or hard to rank for? Now, from all of these keywords that you have written down, you would now start writing the topics. You will start generating the topics because all of these keywords are very, very good keywords that can rank. Now, next up, long or short tail keywords. Remember, I said earlier that there are two types of keywords when it comes to content writing and when it comes to blog writing, SEO writing. Two types of keywords. Number one, short tail keywords and long tail keywords. Now, short, I'll start with long tail keywords. Long tail keywords are keywords that are easier to rank for. But then short tail keywords, the reason why they are not easy to rank for, the reason why they are not easy to rank for is because they are very broad. Now, if you are putting digital marketing in your website content, like let's say topic, it will be very, very hard for you to, for you to rank at the start. It will be very, very hard for you to rank at the start because your website is new or you are new Bootcamp, and then you are now using a broad keyword that people don't even really know you. A lot of top websites, top brands are already ranking for those keywords. So if you are coming, you are starting with a long tail keywords that has low competition. Now compare digital marketing to affordable digital marketing course for beginners. Using affordable digital marketing course for beginners as your headline or your target keywords, it makes it easier for you to rank because it has low competition. But then when you just use digital marketing course, it makes it hard to rank. So when trying to create website content, copyright, copyright ups, landing page content, and all of that, you need to target long tail keywords so that it will be easier for you to rank well and easier for you to be seen. Do you get? Now, this does not just apply to websites, it also applies to social media content. As a social media manager, content strategist that you are, when crafting your content calendar, when creating content for any brand or any person you work with, when creating content for any personal brand that you work with, you need to target long tail words so that it's easier for you to rank and be seen. Now, I'll be moving quickly to the next. Defining content mapping. Now, content mapping. As a content writer, there are several uh, areas of content writing. There's content style, there's content type, there's content strategy. Now, content mapping. I would during this course, I would also show you. Okay, so yeah, this is a sample content calendar. Before we quickly go there, now content mapping is simply segmenting your content. Okay, I am posting um, affordable digital marketing courses for beginners in Lagos. Okay, what type of content will it be? All right. So, what kind of content would it be? Would it be a blog post? Would it be video? That's content type. Now, what content format? What content strategy are we using? What is the intent? Are they buying? Is it for people to buy? Is it for people to learn? Is it educative? Is it a sales post? So that's content mapping. Now, up to the next content calendar creation. Now, after you have segmented your content, okay, content type, um, which is blog posts, videos, carousel posts, and then you are saying, okay, what intent is it for learning? Is it a sales post? Is it educational post? Is it spotlight post? And all of that. Yeah, is it spotlight post? And after you have drafted all of this down, you now need to create your content calendar. Now, creating your content calendar is very, very important. By 8 p.m., we are going to take a short break to take attendance. So we have 3 minutes for this. Now, content calendar. The reason why you need to create a content calendar is for you to stay consistent. Now, as a social media manager, or you work as a content strategist for a brand, you work as a content strategist for a brand, you work as a social media manager for a brand, or you work as an SEO writer for a brand. Now, if you just wake up on Sunday and say, okay, this is the content I'll write this, and you just wake up again on Monday morning, okay, this is the content. It would, in fact, you can wake up that Monday morning and you would feel like, no, I don't feel like putting out content for this brand, and then your reputation is diminishing because, oh, the brand you're working with, they're saying that you're not consistent in what you're doing. But then if you have the content calendar and then you see on Monday
You have a content calendar, and then you say on Monday this. You write all of the contents down for the Alright, so calendar function. The reason why it's create a calendar is to help you stay consistent. Like the example I gave earlier. Now it reduces the stress of okay, I wake up in the morning on Monday morning, I need to post for this brand, and then hey, what content am I going to create and all of that, and then you just here and there and all of that. So that's one of the reasons. So types of content to include in your content calendar, educational content. Now, you're if you're working for a brand, you're not just selling, hey, buy this, buy our shoe, buy this, buy that. No, that's not the right way to create content as a content strategist for a brand. You need to include several content mix. Now you need to include educational content. Teach something once in a while. If you're meant to post, all right. So quickly, we need to take a break now to go take our attendance, and then we'll come back. Thank you so much.
If you can hear, all right. All right, so I'm so sorry about all of the in and out glitches. It's the network has been something else today. Um, so yeah, back to the slides. All right, so back to the slides. So what I was talking about earlier was types of content to include in your content strategy. Now, you're not just coming to sell every time you're creating content for a brand. You're not just saying, oh, buy my stuff, buy this 50% discount, this. No, you are meant to include, mix it up with educational content, entertaining content. Have you seen brands like Piggyvest? Their content manager would definitely be mixing up all of this. They are not just coming to say, come to our app is open, you can do this on this app, you can do this on this app, this is how this app is going to help you. No, you would see they would say stuffs like how to manage your money, 5 ways you can manage your money this year, 5 ways to be financially accountable, and all of that. They give a whole lot of educational content around finance, and then they also give a whole lot of entertaining content. They also give a whole lot of entertaining content. You see them, they will post memes. You see them, they will post memes and a whole lot of interesting stuff, just to make people not just come to see them as they are selling to them, but then to make people to see them as, oh, these people really care about us, we have a community and all of that. So next we're going to be talking about, I'll be sharing my slides now. Next we're going to be talking about is
Steps
steps
to
to
creating
creating
a
a
content
content
calendar.
calendar.
Now
Now
you
you
have
have
known
known
why
why
you
you
need
need
to
to
create
create
a
a
content
content
calendar.
calendar.
In
In
fact,
fact,
it's
it's
very,
very, very
very
important as a content strategist, as a content writer, as a content writer, content developer. Even if you're writing for a blog, even if you're writing copies, ad copies for any brand, you need to have a content calendar. You need to know the content type you're going to be putting. Oh, is it going to be video? Is it going to be blog post? Is it going to be carousel? You know. Now, how do we create this content calendar? Steps to creating a content calendar. Now, number one thing you need to know is, okay, how often do we want to post? Number one thing you need to know is, how often do we want to post? Is it 3 times in a week? Is it 5 times in a week? You would write that down. Now, before I continue that, let me just quickly show you an example of, can you confirm if you can see my slides? Okay, 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 I think I can see it now. Okay. Can you confirm if you can see my slides? All right, all right, all right. So I'll just quickly show you the content calendar, sample content calendar before going back. Now, sample content calendar, this is one I just edited for one of the brands I work with. first thing you're going to put is days of the week. Now you can tweak this to any way you want it. Days of the week, okay. Wednesday, or let's start with Monday. Monday, the date, let's say Monday, let me just use any date. Um let's say Monday 10th of June. Okay, the nature of the content, is it educational, is it informative, is it spotlighting, is it promotional, is it entertaining, like what I mentioned before? So you would put it there, okay, entertaining. Or the next box you can put educational, the next box you can put, okay, promotional. So you mix them. Now the next thing is, okay, content caption. What caption are you using? So that it's not the morning of the day you are meant to post that you would now quickly just scrap, oh, okay, let me just write any caption. No, this is why you need to have a content calendar. So you're putting out, okay, the content caption. Now, type of graphics. Okay, is it for this you can replace it with okay, is it a blog post? You can say, okay, content type, because this is basically what I would give the designer to design for the week or for the month. So that's why I put types of graphics. Now for you can replace it with content type. You can put, okay, is it blog post? Okay, is it, this is for blog post, this is infographics, this is video, this is carousel, so that whoever the designer that is seeing it or the video editor that is seeing it is saying, okay, this is my own part of this. So this also helps with delegation, because in a big company is a or in a company that has a team, that has team members, there will definitely be video editors, there will be graphics designers, there will be social media managers, there will be content creators. I mean, people that create the videos. If you know Adron Homes does a whole lot of content creation. I mean, like, they take it seriously. They take it seriously, and I think it's really working for them. I think they're one number one real estate company in Nigeria that takes content creation seriously, and they have a whole lot of followers. So this calendar will be created by the social media strategist or the content strategist or the content writer, and then you send it to the team. Each person knows what they are doing. The person that will write the caption knows what he's doing. The person that will go out to create a content would know what he's doing. So you see, content writing isn't just about, oh, I come, let me just write content. Because today anybody can write content, because you can go to ChatGPT and just type one prompt and just edit it, and then you say you have written content. If you really want to like do well in this field as a content writer, as a copywriter, you need to know how to strategize. You need to know how to bring in strategy into your content or your copy. Now, the next, we have put content type. The next is, okay, text for graphics. Now, what is going to be, this is where um the script comes in, whether you're doing for video, you're doing for blog. Now, for blog post, you can just simply write the blog topic, and then whoever is going to write the blog can write the blog, and then you can just write the blog topics. You can also create the blogs. You can batch create them. Now, text for graphics. Okay, the usual thing you see on graphics, happy democracy day, we're glad, whatever, whatever. You can put that. You can also like put the script of the video, so that whoever is doing the video can also see it. So as a content, you're not just a content writer, you're not just someone that will just come, just write content. That's though ChatGPT cannot replace that because of creativity. But then, if you really want to stand out in this field, you will not just limit yourself to, let me just write content, let me just write copies. That's all. You need to learn how to strategize for brands in terms of content. That's why you need a content calendar. And even as a content writer itself, you need a content calendar. You're not just going to wake up one day on Sunday and then just quickly write blog post. No, that's not how it's done. At the beginning of the month, you should be able to
plan out the topics you are going to write. You should be able to plan out the topics you are going to write. You should be able to plan out the headlines for each of those topics, the structure for each of those topics. So that's how it works. So I just needed to show you this before I go to how to create the content calendar. Now, you need to determine, okay, how many times am I posting in a week? Is it Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? You need to write down. So that's the first thing you write in your content calendar. You can put the dates there. Now, plug in content ideas from your keyword research. You can put the content ideas in a separate document, because this is the content calendar you're going to be sending to, your boss or your team members. So now you can put your content calendar in a separate Google document, and then from there you would now start putting in the ideas in the content calendar and then structuring them. Pick dates and platforms you're going to be using. Okay, well, for this month, how many blogs are we putting out? Let's say one blog per week, one blog post per week. Okay, what platforms are we using? Is it Instagram? Is it YouTube? Is it Facebook? Is it LinkedIn? And each of these platforms, they have different styles of content. The content you're going to put out on LinkedIn might be a little bit different from that which you're going to put out on Instagram. So you need to tweak the content to relate to the audience you have on Instagram, to relate to the audience you have on LinkedIn. Yeah. So you need to also leave some flexibility for trending topics or surprises. Now, examples, this goes well with Twitter. Now, if you are creating content for Twitter, you're not just going to just batch create like that. Yes, you have an idea, but then Twitter works with trending content. If you really want to do well on Twitter, you have to put out trending content. How you do this is, okay, go to what is trending that day, or go to what is trending today, yes, and then tweak your content to relate with what is trending that day. Put in hashtags related to what is trending that day. Yeah. So you need to note all of these things when creating your content calendar. And then after doing all of this, you now go ahead to, draft the text for the graphics, draft the script, and then the type of graphics. Okay, is it blog post? You put it down there, and then your content caption, and then the nature of the content type, you put it down there. Yeah. Now, tools that you can use. Now, what I used for this is Google Docs. I could send a sample, and then it will be delivered to you. But then you can use this format, you can use this templates for your content calendar. You can also use Google Spreadsheets. Like, Google Spreadsheets is actually what a whole lot of content strategists actually use. But me, I actually love using Google Docs. I don't know, I've been used to it. So yeah, you can use Google Sheets, Google Spreadsheets, you can use Excel. Then Notion also is another new sorry, someone said you can't see my slide. Okay. All right. So next, so this helps you to track. Okay, when I'm posting, have I posted this? Have I posted this? Have I posted this? Yes. So that's why you need all of these templates. So this is the example of Google Docs I explained to you earlier. You can use this format. So when your boss or your team members are seeing this, they are knowing that, oh, this is from someone who knows what she does, who knows what he's doing. It's not just anybody that will just come and just draft out one content and then just submit, it is well planned. These are one of the things that would make you stand out in this field as a content writer, as a content strategist, as a content writer, copywriter, you know. Now I'll be giving you a mini kind of assessment. So one thing you need to do is, for you to fully understand what I've taught you today, create a 1 week calendar using the content ideas you generated earlier. Now, I told you earlier that this is how you generate content ideas. Go on Google, conduct your keyword research. You would see a lot of questions that people are searching for. Now, this is, I think, for being clear, I think you have to increase your, settings, your quality. Well, I think for that you should increase the quality of your um okay, what does text of graphics mean? Okay, text of graphics is what is going to be on the graphics. It can also be the script. People are saying the slides is blurry. I think you should increase your, I don't know, it's clear from here, but I think you should increase your quality, the quality of your YouTube video. Please confirm if you can see it well. But then someone also asked, what's the text of graphics? What does it mean? Text of graphics is simply what is going to be on the graphics. What is going to be on the graphics design, the content that would be created, that's video content. It can be, all right, it can be video content. It can be the script for your video content. Yeah, it can be the text that is going to be on the graphics. Now, this is the text you're going to be sending to the graphics designer. You're not going to be sending just a content idea to the graphics designer. No, you're sending what is going to put on the design. That's text for graphics. Please, if you have any questions, please share now before I explain the assessment. If you have any question, if you have any question, yeah, I would explain the assessment. I would explain the assessment. So, but then, okay, what is long tail keywords? Now, long tail keywords, let me quickly go back to that. Please, what are parameters that make up content calendar? Okay, let me quickly go back to, let me first go to long tail keywords. Let me show you the slides that I showed you, long tail keywords. Okay, long tail keywords. Now, can you see the difference? Short tail keywords are keywords that are very broad. They are just one. It can be digital marketing. Now, for an industry like marketing, the short tail keyword there is marketing tips, marketing courses, digital marketing, all of that. For an industry like um um what industry should I use? Um Industries like, can think of anyone. Let's say photography. You're a wedding photographer. Now, the short tail keyword there is photographer. It's very broad. That's why it's advisable that you don't target short tail keywords. It's advisable that you target long tail keywords. Okay. Okay, it's advisable that you,
All right, so yeah, that's long tail keywords. Then quickly, the other person asked about. So I'm trying to. I will suggest after slides. Yeah, the slides will be shared. How do I know the trend daily on Twitter after I post on LinkedIn? They don't display my post. Now, how do you know the trends daily on Twitter? Go to the search. When you go on Twitter, go to the search button. You would see trending. Click on trending. You would see what is trending in Nigeria or whatever country you are in. You would see you would see you would see what is trending. Yeah, you would see what is trending at the moment. So you can relate your content to that. You can relate your content to what is currently trending. You can add the hashtags of what is currently trending. Do you get? So can a content calendar also have a note for it? Yes, 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 yes. That's why in the what I shared, the content calendar example that I shared, yes, if you can see the slides, content calendar example I shared, type of graphics. Now, in that type of graphics section, or maybe text for graphics section, text for video, text for graphics, you can just put a bracket and put whatever you want the designer to put or whatever you want the designer not to add. That's how you do that. Now, all right. And any other question? How can you start a content calendar for an upcoming event brand starting from scratch? For an upcoming event brand starting from scratch, first off, you need to know the target audience. You need to know the target audience of who you are targeting. After you have known the target audience, that's when you now craft the content strategy, the content calendar. Okay, what type of content? Like the example I shared, the sample I shared. What documents do you like the example I shared? Like the examples I shared, like the example I shared, you craft a content strategy with that sample that I gave you. Okay, spotlighting. Is this spotlighting content? Is it educational content? Is it promotional content? You also put your content captions. You also put the type of graphics, the types of videos that you want there. That's how you can do that. um I'm not a social media person, but I have services I offer that need online presence. How do I improve? This class is kind of diverting to social media management, which is not meant to be. But then we can't talk about content writing without talking about social media. Yeah. So, but then I offer that need online presence. How do I improve? How you need to improve? You need to work on your strategy. You need to know who you are targeting. You need to know who your audience are. Then from there, you will know the kind of content you should create. Yes, draft your content strategy. Draft your content calendar. Like what I've told you. Some of the things you're meant to include in your content strategy is your the content type. Is it blog posts? Is it videos you're going to be creating? Also, what kind of content are you creating related to photographers? I said keyword research. You would conduct a keyword research to know the keywords you should target that are ranking. Now, please, ma'am, how will I do it that when people search for what I do, they will see my website or page? This is where your content comes in. Now, there's a whole lot that goes into
ranking on your website. There's on-page SEO, there's off-page SEO, there's technical SEO. So on-page SEO is where your content comes in, is where your blog post comes in. And as a content writer, you need to do well in that aspect. Like I said, keyword research. Keyword research. You need to search for keywords that have high search volume. If you go back to the recordings of the class, you would see the slides. Search for keywords that have high search volume. Search for keywords that have high search volume and low competition. I also put the tools that you can use. I said you can use Google Keywords Planner, you can use SEMrush and all of that. Yeah. Can a content calendar also have ES? I've answered that. They will see your page. Keyword research, not just keywords, a whole lot goes into it. Internal linking. When creating content for your website, you should learn to link one keyword with one keyword on the website. Now, if you use WordPress as a content writer, if you use WordPress for a website that you manage, you should learn to link one blog content to another blog content. Yeah. So that's one of the ways that your content can rank. And like I said, also search for questions people are searching for. Go on Google, search for put in a search query. You would see people also ask sections. You would see, I don't know if you have seen people also ask section. You would see it. You will see the people also ask section. You would see the people also ask section, and then copy all of those questions. Use all of those questions to create content related to your niche in your website. Do you get? All right, please go back to the recording, go back to the slides. You would see the slides there. Yeah, the content calendar sample is in this slides. Go back to the recording. You would see the slides there, please. We talk about audience a lot, but how do we know who they are just from writing one post? You can't know who they are just from writing one post. You need to, that's why we're digressing into social media management, which is not meant to be, but then I'll still try to relate it back to content writing. Okay, so how do you know your audience? You can't know your audience just from writing one post. You can use AI platforms to actually like conduct a market research, get to know who your audience are. You can also go to your competitors' pages. For example, OPay, Money Points, they do the same thing, they do similar things, or let's say the same thing. OPay, if you want to start managing a social media page for OPay, you need to go to Money Points to see the people that are commenting on their post, or people that are reacting to their post, or people that are engaging on their post. And then you know that, oh, these are the kind of people that actually love their content. And then you create content that are related to that content, that brand. All right, another question. I need more clarification on keyword research. Now, when I was starting, I said, I think you need to go back to the beginning of the class. Starting, there are three ways to conduct a keyword research. Number one, go on Google, search for whatever search query in your niche. You can search for, if you are a photographer, let's say photographer, you can put, okay, wedding photography. When you even start putting wedding, you would start seeing a whole lot of suggestions. You can also copy those suggestions and then put it as part of your content ideas. That's one. Another way to do it is gather all the keywords or all the keywords related to your brand that you know about. Like digital marketing now, you can think of, okay, let me gather keywords like digital marketing course, let me gather keywords like social media marketing, let me gather keywords like um web analytics, all of that. Gather them and then put it in Google Keywords Planner. I go back to the recording. I put Google Keywords Planner there, put it in Google Keywords Planner, and then it would bring out a whole list table. Then from there, you'd search for high search volume and then low competition. Those that have high search volume are very good for you to target. So you can copy all of those keywords. From there, you can draft your topics. From there, you can draft your blog topics. From there, you can put it in your social media content. Yes. And I also said another way you can do it is go to Google, put a search query on Google. Then you would see people also ask sections. When you keep expanding the people also ask sections, you would see more questions. Now, copy all of those questions. You can do it for several search queries in your niche. Now, copy all of those questions and paste it in Google Docs. You can use all of those questions to create content for your blog. You can use all of this, you can answer all of those questions in any content you are creating, whether it's your copy, because that's what people are searching for at the moment, whether it's your copy or it's your um whether it's your copy or it's your um website or it's your social media content. So that's how you can do that. So there are three ways you can do keyword research. Go back to the class and then you see it. So is there any other question? How can I create a content? You can, there's several ways to create it. I think I've explained that during the class. Please, ma'am, must I talk trending topics? No, you must not talk trending topics. You don't need to talk about trending stuff. It depends on how you want to use it. It's not every trend you talk about as a brand. It's not every trend you talk about as a brand. It's not every trend you talk about. Now, for there are several types of brands. There are brands like Pulse Nigeria. Pulse Nigeria jumps on every trend. Pulse Nigeria jumps on every trend, and that's because of the kind of brand they are. News platforms, news websites can jump on trends. That is because of their niche. But then for a corporate brand, a corporate company that, let's say, an accounting firm, you will not just be jumping on any trend. No, it's just diminishing your brand. For companies, let's say banks can jump on trends too, because everyone needs bank. So but then let's say an oil company, an automobile company, all of these kind of brands cannot just jump on any trend. um about the free tools, I noticed it was on a laptop. We that have Android, what are we to use? You can actually use Google Keywords Planner on, you can use all of these tools actually on your phone. Yes, you don't have to. When I started out to SEO, at that time, I was it was during my NYSC, and I wasn't with my laptop at that time because I didn't carry my laptop to wherever I was serving. So I was using my phone. So you can use your phone, but it's not, let me use the word, it's not as sweet as using your laptop. Yes, but then you can use your phone. Please, also for people that can talk about it in various that can talk about please also for people that can talk about in various topics, how do they niche down? Wouldn't that feel like placing one in a box? No, you can, it depends on your brand, it depends on the brand you are writing for. You can list out the topics you want to be talking about. That's where content pillar comes in. You can list out the topics you want to be talking about. If you're a personal brand, for your personal page, okay, you can say, okay, I want to be talking about freelancing, I want to be talking about content writing, I want to be talking about mass communication, I want to be talking about, you can list out those broad areas, let's say like 4 or 5. Depends on you. Nice. Yeah, you get the materials. You guys should learn. Okay. Any other questions, please? For some people that can talk about various topics at any time. So I guess, please, is there any practical to view all of this explanation? I think that's another thing we would have to that's a whole lot. But I guess I and my partner would see how to put all of these screenshots in a slide and then start with that in the next class. Yeah, I guess we would have to put all of that in a slide. Now, SEO SEO is part of content writing. As a content writer, you need to understand basics of SEO, and that's what I'm teaching you here: keyword research, internal linking. If you check most of the job descriptions of content writers, you would see basic knowledge of SEO. Just go on LinkedIn, search for go to the job section, search for content writer, check the job description. Out of 10, 9 would write basic in the qualification. Out of 10 of them, 9 would write basic knowledge of SEO. So yeah, you need to have basic. That's where keyword research comes in. You need to have basic knowledge of um SEO. um Please, how would I know the keyword that's low competitive? You would see it there. Google Keywords Planner would write it there. It writes low competition, medium competition, high competition. You would see it there. How do I break it as a beginner? As a beginner, how do you start? As a beginner, how do you start? You need to know what you want to be talking about. You need to know what you want to be talking about. Number one. Number two, you need to know your audience. I think Lovett has said a whole lot about this. You need to know who you are talking to as a personal page, as a brand. You need to know who you are talking to. You need to know you need to know what you want to be talking about. What are the different content types? Content types, we have content types, we have blog posts, we have videos, we have infographics, we have carousels. So you can choose any of these. What is the full meaning of SEO? Search engine optimization. Social media is part of search engines, because if you search for anything on Google, you would see some results from Instagram, you see some results from TikTok, you'd see some results from LinkedIn. Yes, you see all of this. So as a content writer, you need to understand the basics of SEO. So I think this we are still going to talk more about SEO. Yeah. So this is more like a start. We are still going to talk more about SEO. Now, which level of competition for the keywords would be appropriate? Level of competition, it's not usually stated there, but then it's usually whether it's low competition or it's high competition, it is stated there. So you would see it, you would see low, you would see medium, you would see high, you would see everything. Please, for the same people that can talk about various topics, how do you niche down when they can do well in other topics? Wouldn't staff you? I think I've answered this question. How do I break into content space? Please, ma, how would I know the keyword that's low competitive? I've explained this. All right, so I think those are yes, you should get the soft copies of the slides. All right, so quickly to the assessment now. Create a simple 1 week calendar from the content ideas you generated earlier. Now, with the sample I gave you, you're creating this calendar now as a content writer, whether you want to be a blog writer or you want to be a copywriter for ads, or you want to be a content writer for social media. Choose whatever category you are in, then create a simple just 1 week calendar. You can put Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 days. That's just 3 ideas. Do you get? And in whatever niche you are in, I've already explained how you can start. Do you get? I've explained how you can start out with content calendar, content ideas, keyword research. Starting out, you need to do keyword research. I need to see the keywords. I need to see the keywords that are there that you are targeting. Yeah, low competition is the best. All right. So using that format that I gave you, using that sample content calendar that I gave you, you need to create your own content calendar for any brand. I need to see the name of the brand. Let's say, for example, you're creating a content calendar for OP. So you put OP content calendar. You put the platform. You can use any platform actually. You can put Instagram. Then create the Google document. You can use your phone to do it if you don't have a laptop. You can use your phone. Just go on Docs on your phone, Docs app, Google Docs app, and then do all of the table. Yeah, you can do all of that. Now, write 5 long tail keyword and 5 short tail keyword in your niche. 5 long tail keywords. I in the slides, if you go back to the slides, I gave you examples of long tail keywords and short tail keywords. You can still come back to this recording and still view it. So you can just do it on your own. Yeah, 5 long tail keywords and 5 short tail keywords. All of these assessments will be collected at the end of the course. 5 long tail keywords and 5 short tail keywords. I give you examples. Digital marketing is a broad keyword, so it's short tail keyword. Let me use finance is a short tail keyword because it's just very broad, very broad. Now long tail keywords. You can say, like I said earlier, affordable digital marketing courses in Lagos, or you can say 5 ways to break into the finance industry, long tail keywords like that. And from those keywords that you have generated, I told you 3 different ways to conduct a keyword research. It's in the slides, it's in the recording. Yes, it can be based on any of your ideas. It can be based on any brand you want to use. Yes, you can use a personal page. You can use your personal page to do it. Yeah, you can use your personal page. Yes, you can use your personal page. All right. So create generate 5 content ideas from each for a blog post. Generate 5 content ideas for a blog page. Now, I told you how to do that. Go on Google related to any niche that you work with. Let's say, like I used wedding photographer in Lagos. How to start out as a wedding photographer. You know, you would see a whole lot of questions that would come up in people also ask section on Google. You would see people also ask section. You would see a whole lot of questions. So you can use all of those questions to generate content ideas. Yeah, so I already told you how to do it. All right. If you don't have any question, yeah, you can use your personal brand. Yes, you can use your personal brand. You can use your personal brand. You can use your personal brand. You can be writing a content calendar for a website. You can write it for a social media page. You can write it for your personal page, your personal brand. Yes. All right then. For the second question, I'm putting no, you don't need to put it in a tabular form. You don't need to put it in a tabular form. So I guess the class will be ending by 9. If you have any question you have again. All right, so that would be the end of the class for today. Thank you so much for coming, and then we would see next week. We won't have all of these network glitches next week by God's grace. So yeah, thank you very much for coming.